Hello and welcome to our SENG 637 assignment demo where I, Bhavya, together with Drew, Michael, and OK will demonstrate some of the JUnit test cases that we have written in this assignment.
Hello, this is Drew, and here we're looking at the range class, specifically the expand to include method. For this test, we're going to look at expand to include with an input that is above the lower bound. So we're starting with a range of -10 to 10, and then we are expanding to include -9. As this range is already inside of that range, we expect that nothing changes. So if we go ahead and run this test, we can see that that passes and that the range did not change as expected. This is the data utilities class, specifically the calculate column total method. This method is the one that takes 3 parameters, values 2D, an int, which is the column to calculate, and then a int array, which is the rows that are valid. So in this first test, we are testing with all of the rows valid and the first column. So we have the mocking with a row count of 3. The first row we have a value of 7.5, second one 2.5, and then 5. So we expect that that adds up to 15. So if we run this test, we can see that that passes and does add up to 15.
Hello, this is Michael. In this test case, intersect with input LB and UB right here. We're going to test the intersect method within the range class using the lower bound and upper bound as per our design plan for the range -10 to 10. In this case, lower bound will be -10 and upper bound will be 10. We would anticipate the result would be true as it supposedly would intersect. And as shown, the test passes in this case. Hello, this is Michael. In this test case, calculate a column total with max value and a first column. We are going to test the calculate column total method within the data utilities class using a very large value. We're going to mock a column of 3 rows that are going to be added using this method, with which we will use the values 2 to the power of 53, 2.5, and -2.5. Now, the value of 2 to the power 53 is chosen as it is the maximum double value with integer precision. Since the summation of 2.5 and -2.5 would equal to 0, we would anticipate that the result to be 2 to the power of 53. And let us run this test. So the test passes in this case, where the value from this method would result into 2 to the power of 53.
Hi, okay, here I'll be testing the range class shift method. This method adjusts a given range by a given value with a Boolean parameter to allow that adjustment cross 0 or not. In the first instance, I'll be using -10 and -5, adjusting by 15 and setting my Boolean parameter to true. From our set statement, this range should return a new range of 5 and 10, which you can see the test is passed. In the next test, I'll be using the same range, adjusting by 18 points, but I've set my Boolean parameter to false. That means if at all the ranges get to 0 on adjustment, it will not be allowed to cross the 0 mark. On running the test, it passes. This shows from our set statement that the new range returned is 0 and 0, because while you try to adjust by 18, when it gets there and tries to cross over the 0 mark, it caps the values at 0 because of my false adjustment setting. Okay, up next, I'll be testing the get cumulative percentage method under the data utilities test class. This method calculates the cumulative percentage of values in a key valued pair or a group of key valued pairs. Now I've created my mocking class. I have mocked a key valued object having only one key valued pair with a key of 0 and a value of 2. Now, if I run the method, I should calculate the cumulative percentage of the value 2. As you can see, it passed, meaning the cumulative percentage of the value 2 in the data is 1.0.
Hello, this is Bhavya, and in this test case, we will be testing combine ignoring NaN method of the range class. Combine ignoring NaN combines two ranges while handling the not a number values. In this test case, we will be combining our example range that spans from -10 to 10 with R2 that spans from -10.00001 to 20. As mentioned before, our BLB is just below our lower bound of -10. We expect the final range to span from BLB to 20. Let's try running this test case. As seen, the test case passes. Hello, in this test case, we will be testing calculate row total method of the data utilities class. This method computes total of the given row supplied as an integer and the valid columns given as an array and outputs the computed sum. As shown here, this is our mocking for the values to the interface where we are mocking methods like get column count and get value. We have configured the return values of 7.16, 3.14, and 5.23 for all the columns 0, 1, 2, and 0, 1, and 2 for the row 2, which is the last row of our values to the object. Let's see if this test case passes. So yeah, the test case passes. I hope you enjoyed our presentation. If you have any doubts, please let us know. Thank you very much.